Hi, my name is Mary and I also go by the Healing K-Lady. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm doing a crash course on Keto for Healing. I have used the ketogenic diet over the past 6 years to help heal myself. Disease, autoimmune, I don't know if you call it autoimmune disease, I have Lyme disease, and for me, keto has been the only thing that keeps the disease in check. There are other health modalities that I use to help myself have optimal health, but the keto diet truly, I feel like, saved my life. I want to show you Keto for Health. Now, the keto that's popular out there right now on Instagram and everywhere you look is what I call dirty keto. It is keto with tons and tons of dairy, which can be very inflammatory, and tons of sugar alcohols, which can convert to carbs and can cause all kinds of gastro distress. Think of the ketogenic diet, I think of a diet that is full of veggies, especially cruciferous green veggies that are cooked really well, and you're just adding fats and sauces and as an accompaniment, and then you're taking in a small amount of protein. That could be fish, that could be an easy to digest protein, maybe an Instapot beef that's shredded up and easy to digest. Same with the chicken, but you're taking in small amounts of protein in each meal, not copious amount of proteins, not tons and tons of bacon and tons of eggs and egg day diets and all kinds of the madness that you're seeing out there right now. A lot of people are doing keto for weight loss, and it will work to an extent. But when it comes to therapeutic healing keto, it looks very different. Over is the basics of a healthy keto. Why would you do the keto diet? Well, if you have any kind of inflammation in the body, which most people do, if you have any types of issues with candida or parasites live off of glucose. So that's anything sugar, starches, and grains break down to. We're not talking about fruit, but fruit can be converted to sugar. So sugar, starches, and grains, that's anything that is sugar. High fructose corn syrup, sugar, cane sugar, all of those things. That is starches, and that would be like potatoes, starchier types of roots. A lot of the roots that grow under the ground are starchier, and that is also grains. So you've got rice, you've got corn, you've got things that are ground up and turned into a bread, grains, oats, things like that. So those things don't break down well, and they break down to glucose, and they feed candida, and undigested foods feed parasites. Now, because most of those foods are longer chain foods, unlike the paleo types of foods, they will feed candida if they are also not broken down. So anything that's undigested feeds candida, and that's why every single person that I put on a ketogenic diet, I also have take digestive enzymes. This breaks your food down to a cellular level, so it's less likely to feed any types of pathogens in the body, and it makes it so that you can utilize the fuel food and also utilize the vitamins and minerals that are in your food. So always take a digestive enzyme if you are on the ketogenic diet, and some people even need to take hydrochloric acid, which is like stomach acid. The things to know about the ketogenic diet, all like my personal hacks, are stick to simple foods. So Ketotarian is a cookbook, but it's also a way of eating keto, heavy veggie based. This book just isn't about the recipes. This book talks about the diet, it talks about the fats, it talks about what you should shop for, it talks about how keto works, and why to do the keto more plant-based, and why it's a healthier way to eat. But the best thing you could possibly do, instead of going out and searching out every recipe for keto and Googling it and finding all these recipes, is to take your approved food list. So your approved food list is gonna look something like a handful of vegetables, mostly that grow above the ground. So we've got things like, broccoli, asparagus, cauliflower, certain types of like peas and beans. Personally, for me, I love to consume a lot of asparagus, squash, like green squashes like zucchini. I like to consume cauliflower, broccoli, and I like to roast them. So if you're sticking to, maybe you go and buy 4 vegetables, and that's what you're consuming for the week, is the 4 vegetables, and include sweet onions in there because I just love sweet onions. And what you're doing is roasting them. Your best friend is going to be a roll of parchment paper and a large baking sheet, because you are gonna cook in quantities when it comes to vegetables, because you're gonna wanna fill up. And a lot of people like to fill up on the things that are not so good for them. So if you're making cauliflower rice, you get the frozen cauliflower rice from Costco, it's organic. You spread it out on the baking sheet, you bake it at 400 degrees until it is cooked, season the crap out of it, salt, pepper, basil, whatever kind of seasoning spices that you like. And then that has become your starch. It is rice made out of cauliflower, and that has become like your bulk. And then you can serve it with broccoli, and you can serve it with some, you know, baked fish or some smoked salmon or some a rotisserie chicken. And what it comes down to, instead of recipes, I highly suggest sauces. I love the line from Primal Kitchen. The Chipotle aioli mayonnaise is absolutely phenomenal. It tastes so good. Avocado oil, the salad dressings. I use salad dressings for sauces all the time. Their Caesar dressing is absolutely amazing. I drizzle this over hot vegetables. There's no reason that you can't use a salad dressing as a sauce. And then they also have other ones like sesame ginger. This can be used as a marinade, as a dressing, or as a sauce. You can use salsas, you can use a little coconut aminos, but having those sauces on hand, just in seasoning your food with salt and pepper is so amazing. And you'll be like, oh my gosh, why did I even need a recipe? All you have to do is get good at roasting your vegetables. Fat, high quality butter, like Kerrygold butter, comes from pastured cows. I get these big packs at Costco. Have these on hand all the time, because the more that you can make the meals, less work your body has to do to digest them. And the more fat you add to them when you're adding, you know, the butter and the Chipotle aioli or the dressings, by adding those fats, you're getting a larger calorie intake in a smaller quantity of food. So your body's doing less work, and the more fat it has, the more your body's gonna be able to use that and to create ketones. So your body is running on ketones when it's in the ketogenic diet. It turns fat into ketones. So your body is able to utilize that fat, and it doesn't need all these carbohydrates, and it doesn't need these super high, the amount of food that it used to need, because there are more calories per gram in fat than there are in carbohydrates. So you need a smaller amount of food, and you get clarity, more clean energy, and it blows your mind. And if you were like me and were overweight, you shrink down. So I could show you my before picture before I started the ketogenic diet. It's been about 35 pounds since then. So, and when you have autoimmune disease, you're constantly, a lot of times, holding on to excess weight and inflammation. And a lot of it is due to indigestion and candida problems and byproducts of your candida and your parasites and things like that. So another nice thing to have on hand is sweets that are natural and have very few ingredients. I like the keto cups because they're made out of organic coconut butter, organic cacao butter, MCT oil, and monk fruit. And that's it. And they have 1 net carb each. So these look like a peanut butter cup, but they are a coconut butter cup. They're kind of sweet. They require a little getting used to, but once you're off sugar, these will fit the bill. The other things to have on hand are like Zevia sodas. They're made out of stevia. Much better alternative to drinking an awful for you Diet Coke, something full of aspartame or sucralose. And another great thing to have on hand is my keto chai tea. This tea is designed to help curb hunger and sugar cravings, but it also helps with your metabolism. It also helps with your blood sugar. It also helps with fasting if you decide to add intermittent fasting, which I highly suggest, not every single day. But I drink this all day long with nut pods and a little bit of monk fruit, and the Now Foods monk fruit drops are amazing. I will put a description in the link or in the box below of where to get these products, and I will label them all out so it's really easy for you to start your keto healing. The best thing you could possibly do is stock up your sauces. Get a couple emergency snacks to start out with. Make sure you have your healthy cooking fats. Go to Costco, get your avocado oil, get your chia oil, get your olive oil, get your butter, get your tuna, get your organic chicken breasts, and just instead of concentrating on actual recipes, just throw your chicken in the Instant Pot with a jar of salsa and season it, and then make Mexican cauliflower rice and serve it with extra broccoli. Just roast everything. And if you don't even have time for that, perfect. Just roast your vegetables and the cauliflower rice, and then go ahead and get a rotisserie chicken from Whole Foods and then top it with some of the sauce. It doesn't have to be rocket science. You don't have to have a whole bunch of recipes. You just have to be able to roast vegetables is what it comes down to. And the most important thing, if you are doing the keto diet to heal, if you have lots of gut inflammation, I would highly, highly suggest that you do cooked vegetables and limit salads. And the only raw vegetables I say to eat when you're doing keto to heal is to do raw avocados, which is actually a fruit. And only eat one a day. And peeled cucumbers. And on the cucumbers can be very, very hard to digest for people that have inflammation in the gut like me. So I peel the cucumbers, and eventually you can handle them not peeled, but I say in the beginning, just peel them, just make everything easier. Cucumbers, the inside of a cucumber is so soothing to the gut lining. And the peel sometimes can not get digested and get drugged through the lower intestines. So if you are gonna eat lettuce, really, really stick to butter lettuce. Butter lettuce is actually easier for you to break down. If you look at romaine, romaine is really rough and really hard. And a lot of times we just swallow it, and then it gets causes inflammation. So kale is another thing you do not want to eat raw. I actually say to avoid kale for the first 30 days of the diet if possible, because even cooked or in kale chips, it can be very, very hard to digest. Anything dehydrated is going to be hard. I also say keep nuts out entirely for the first 30 days if you can. Nut butters are okay to add after about 2 weeks. So maybe after 2 weeks of just doing, veggies, meats, eggs, some of your snacky things that are allowed, then I would start adding some of the nut butters in. Almond butter can be not so great for your health, but macadamia nut butter is great. Cashew butter is not okay because cashews are a fruit and they have high carbs. So I would avoid those anyway. But the nut bars are absolutely the way not to go. Don't go get low carb nut bars because they're very, very hard to break down. Think about a nut if you don't chew it up. Even if you were to chew it up, it's really, really hard to go down. So MCT oil powder is great. This product I love because it has very little flavor, and you can add it to your keto chai tea with nut pods. Nut pods is one of my favorite non-dairy creamers that has 0 carbs. And then adding that with the monk fruit is absolutely phenomenal. So I'll put all those products in the description box below. If you're interested in starting keto, this is a good, easy way to do it. Vegetables that you're gonna be roasting on a daily basis, and you're rotating your meats are amazing. Cook them over easy if possible in some butter, and top them with some sprouts and smoked salmon in the morning. Or you can have lots and lots of roast vegetables in the fridge, and you can reheat it in the morning and eat them with your eggs. If you follow me on Instagram, I eat my eggs over roasted vegetables with a little chipotle aioli and some sprouts in the morning. It's my favorite meal, and it keeps me full. It's kept me full now until 1:20 in the afternoon, and I ate that at 9 this morning. So it's totally filling less. You're filling the stomach less, so your stomach is going to stay smaller and shrinking that stomach if you don't want to keep growing. And it provides a lot of fuel so that you're not running around looking for snacks during the day. Good way to start keto, and these are some great tips for anybody who's thinking about a healing keto lifestyle. More videos on the ketogenic diet, but I thought I would just get this one out there just to get people started and knowing what to look for and knowing what to do and what not to do. So take lots of notes, and I will see you in a keto video very soon.